Welcome to the Elements of Spirit readings for the week of November 5th, 2017. This is the reading for the element of fire, which includes the sun signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If you haven't watched the ether reading, go back and check it out now. The ether read was all about the ether tipping its hat to you, sir, and creating space for amazing manifestation, sometimes even bringing that amazing manifestation in, thanks to your ever-growing contributions to the ether, to the sacred act of keeping things light, not because you're faking them, but turning things into light, meeting whatever your soul, whatever your spirit presents you with along the way, through the day, that could go one way, but if you look at it a different way, what seemed like a challenge and a nightmare is actually the opportunity. That process is one of inner unification, and if you can turn that into outer unification, you're going to be contributing so much grace to the ether. But let's just see what's going on with the fire. Okay, so I see a very beautiful crown of flames. We love this. It's a crown of flames, big flames, and it's totally not on your third eye. It's happening on the frontal lobe. Your focus is being transmuted. Okay, this gives me the feeling here of like, this is actually a Virgo vibe of like hyper attention to the wrong things will make you crazy and perfectionistic and OCD. Hyper attention to the right things, again, blurring distinction between right or wrong, but hyper attention to the right things should make you feel infinite and expansive, right? If you're looking at the ego and all the stuff that the mind tells you, it's going to just keep you in a feedback loop of separation and misery. If you're looking at the heart and all the things that the self tells you, but the idea here is that you are in a moment where your very capacity for focus is changing and transforming. Capacity to focus, capacity for focus. And there's even something here which is saying you're burning away, limiting, we'll say assessments, because it's somewhere between like a vision, a thought, and also like kind of gut, or not gut knowing, but intuitive knowing. So bringing away limiting assessments and judgments, we'll say too. Judgments, burning away, limiting assessments and judgments of self, qualifications of your being. P.S., right? Let's just say we all come from the same ether, right? If that ether's great, then it means that we're all great. If that ether's nothing, then it means that we're all nothing. If that ether is light, then it means that we're all light. So, if at some point everything is space, and we came from that space and we return to that space, let's even just take away light and good and evil and whatever, just space. If we're all space and we are all coming from the same space and returning from the same space, or if everything that's being created and destroyed is happening within this universe, right, one big fucking vacuum of space, feels great, then what are we judging? At a certain point, we're judging nothing, right? At a certain point, if you trace back your love of yourself all the way to like that from whence you came, that space from whence you came, ain't nothing wrong with that space. Space made you, space made me, space made everything. So why you gotta hate on the space? Oh, P.S. Very deep in the center of your heart happens to be a little space, which is still echoing with the sonic boom of that great space within which all of these elements are currently vibrating. So space on space on space on space on space on space on space. No need for judgment, no need for limiting assessment, because if you're pure space, whether that space is good or not, you're pure, you're vast, you are certainly not limited. There is nothing to judge, there is nothing to flip about. So there's this sort of grid, this framework of mind, of ego, that's telling you that you're not pure space, or that's telling you that you're not pure light, or you're not pure truth. And that grid's job is to be wrong, and to try to convince you, who is whole, that you're wrong in that assessment of your wholeness. The process of what's going on inside of the frontal lobe with the crown of flames is that your focus is being transmuted, changing and transforming your capacity for focus, burning away limiting assessments and judgments of self, qualifications of your being, so that you are, let's just say with you guys, because you're fiery signs, you're not thinking with your pure being this week. You're working with your pure being. You're working without being self-conscious, without overthinking, without... Okay, here's your affirmation. I luxuriate in the fullest expression of my being, trusting that there's nothing to think about. Ooh, that feels dangerous. I luxuriate in the fullest expression of my being. I'll just put my legs up then. I luxuriate in the fullest expression of my being. Trusting that there's nothing to think about. So in this respect, you guys are contributing to the ether, contributing to the grace by really brazenly expressing yourself. And trusting. I wonder what happened last week when I missed you, but there's something up in there that feels fantastic, that feels so, who fucking cares? You know, you can be considerate, you can be empathic, you can still like not be a beast. You don't have to bulldoze everyone and everything you come in contact with. But the idea is maybe last week or the week before you were second guessing and thinking about your shit too much and overthinking and not doing. No, luxuriate in the fullest expression of your being, trusting that there's nothing to think about. Oh, it just feels so good. Like, let it all out this week. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I luxuriate in the fullest expression of my being, trusting that there's nothing to think about. All my love to you. See you next week on the 12th, but then I'll be gone on the 19th. Peace. I'm back to work doing readings on the 27th or 28th, end of November. Love you, bye.